Step into the booth, it's time to ignite. Mensa on the scene, bringing heat to the night. Specters in the shadows, we rise from the dark. Blackouts the titles, let's leave on our mark. Feel the pulse like the city's heartbeat. Blackout, we're turning it loud. Light it up, let the bass draw a crowd. Roots one deep in the echoing sound. We're reborn in the chaos, we wear it proud. We wear it proud. Voices of the past, whispers from the streets. Echoes in the alley where the real ones meet. Count the scars, each story a force. We're breaking the chains with every fierce course. We wear it proud. We wear it proud. We wear it proud. In this moment, we own our truth. Blackout, we're turning it loud. Light it up, let the bass draw a crowd. Roots run deep in the echoing sound. We're reborn in the chaos, we wear it proud. We're turning it loud, light it up, let the bass draw a crowd. Roots run deep in the echoing sound. We're reborn in the chaos, we wear it proud. We wear it proud. We wear it proud. We wear it proud. We wear it proud.
All right, what's good? Other than your mama. Oh man, it's been a while. Gotta go old school with this shit. See where this goes. But for everybody already knows what this is about. It's about a Mr. Jong Wook-Shin, former CEO of iiRcade, failed company like many others. So, quick backstory: Jong Wook-Shin was the CEO of iiRcade. Prior to that, he worked for LG Electronics. He got hired on by a third-party firm to work for LG Electronics. And while he was working with them, he was basically like vice president of his sector. And while he was working under that portion, he decided it would be fun to steal LG Electronics ideas. They were creating a draft beer product, and he ran with it. He did some surveys. I'll come back to that. And to see if it would take off, he made secret groups and did a bunch of sneaky shit. Long story short, it took off. The survey he did was successful. He ran with it. He made another company. It was called HOPII, HOPII. He ran with that on Kickstarter. Made multi-millions, and then trouble hit. Trouble in Jong Paradise. LG Electronics caught on because one of his flunkies had enough, reported him, and they took it to the cops, to the courts. They arrested him on, let me see here, basically a breach of trust, trade secret violations. There's a law for it in Korea, just like most places. And while he was doing that bit, the courts originally found that he was definitely guilty of doing bad shit with the company. But this flow chart, and it's literally like a simple diagram kind of bit, it showed how the product would function. they said that didn't actually violate the big law or whatever they had. So they fined him 10 million won, which is like 15 grand or some shit like that. So he was convicted of a crime and whatnot. Well, later on, apparently, I found out that shit went to a second trial. And during the process of the second trial, they said, well, not all of it's trade secret violation, but the tap portion that he showed off was. He was then sentenced. Jong Wook-Shin of iiRcade was sentenced by this court to 10 months in prison, 2 years of probation, along with the other folks who got a little bit of lighter sentence, but pretty much the same shit. And then the big kicker that I found, I had found a news article, and all this went to the Supreme Court of Seoul in Korea. And the Supreme Court said, hold up, to the lower courts. Not so fast. Not so fast. Not only is the flow chart in violation of this said law, the whole goddamn thing is violation. Because if the company was doing their due diligence and trying to keep this a secret, therefore it is a secret. So they remanded the lower courts, and they told the lower courts, your ass has got to retrial this shit. So now Jong Wook-Shin is facing a retrial based on the fact that the Supreme Court of Korea has handed down to the lower courts, you need to decide, you need to trial this man based on these facts. So long story short, the law is now against Jong Wook-Shin. And of course, common sense would dictate if they do find him guilty, like they have each single time, he's going to definitely face a lot harsher sentence. And he's probably looking at 10 years, 10, 15 years in prison. Now, for the big kicker, right? Receipts. You know, I always deliver receipts. So let's pull up the shit I got. Let's start off with, let's see here. I have the pictures, but let me pull up the actual news article. Let me find that one. That way, there won't be no ifs, ands, or buts. Excuse me. Well, while I do that, I'll just pull up the picture, and then that way, and then I'll pull up the actual article. Let's see what we got here. So I'll pull that up so you guys can be entertained with that for a bit, and then I'm gonna actually pull up the website so I can scroll through that. I thought I had it all ready to go. So my bad. Let's see here. Supreme Court. Copy link. Need to open up in Chrome, apparently. There we go. All right. One fool was like, I didn't believe this. I'm like, man, shut the fuck up. Like, if you know me for 2 fucking years, since when the fuck I don't deliver on receipts? And then since when are you keep giving this fucktard an excuse? Let's see here. Present. Share screen. All right. Share. All right. Pull this to the side here. Somebody sending me a message. Who the fuck? Bruh, you can't be serious. You cannot be serious. Well, thank you for the intel. I'll call on Mr. GoFundMe next. What? You can't be serious. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, damn. I was going to have a short show. Holy fuck. All right. Let's go through this. So, once again, what happened was Supreme Court said this is translated. Said that the flow chart created by combining already known information is a trade secret. So the Supreme Court Second Division Chief Justice Kwon announced on the 5th that it had reversed the original ruling, which partially acquitted 5 people, including A, who were handed over to a trial on charges of leaking trade secrets and a breach of duty under the Unfair Competition Prevention Act and the company they founded. So I was looking it up. That means that HOPII was found guilty as a whole, and he's the CEO of HOPII. So actually, that whole entity, or because the entity doesn't go to prison, the person who owns it does. So John could be found even harsher than the 15 years. It could be up to 30. All right. Person A and the others are accused of working as executives and researchers at Company B, an electronic device manufacturer, that's LG, and then setting up a competitor in 2016. Sound familiar, right? HOPII, and developing a home beer maker using data extracted from Company B. During the prosecution's investigation, they were found to have leaked trade secrets such as customer investigation related to a home beer maker being developed by Company B and a drawing of the handle part in the process flow chart. That's the violation. In subsequent trial, the issue was whether the fair flow of the beer maker in this case would be viewed as a trade secret. The first and second trials found A guilty, that's John, by the way, person A, of using Company B's U.S. market research report. I have this all covered on the Facebook page way like 2 years ago. The first trial sentenced them to a fine of 7.5 million won to 15 million won. John got the 15. So every time you hear the harsher trial, that's John. And the second trial sentenced A to 10 months in prison and 2 years of probation. And then each other defendant got probation. So this guy's been sentenced 10 months of prison currently and 2 years of probation. This is why he was in Korea the whole time, guys. Not because he was working on fucking the iiRcade, it's because he was in trial. However, some of the charges, such as the leakage of trade secrets applied to A, were found innocent. That's the first trial under the Unfair Competition Act. They must be publicly known, but the process flow diagram leaked in this case contains only known information, which does not constitute a trade secret leak. So the first and the second trial said the information contained in the process flow chart in this case did not meet the non-publicity, which is the requirement. This is when he only got fined. So skipping down here, it says, however, the Supreme Court refused to accept the original ruling. And reversed the case. And then they returned it. They remanded the courts. Even if A and the others combined the information already announced, the combination is not widely known in the relevant industry. And if it requires cost and effort when trying to obtain it without the victim's company, it is considered a leakage of trade secrets, as it is recognized as non-publicity. This is translated, by the way, as it corresponds to trade secrets and major business assets. The Supreme Court said the process flow chart in the case was prepared in 2015 after B company started developing a home beer maker in September, and collected and synthesized related information or noticed information and conducted various experiments. Even if the individual components of Company B's home beer maker are partially included in the existing product of other companies, the overall composition of B Company's home beer maker is not generally known in the industry. So basically, they're saying, yes, it was a trade secret because LG Electronics did their due diligence in order to keep this from the public. Now, cool. That's an article, right? Let's now go to the actual. See, I have to pull this up in what do you call it? On Chrome. I hate that. But let me pull up the other shit for right now. I'll put this up while keep y'all entertained while I actually pull up the damn page. So click here. Okay. So this is where I'm going to head to. Give me a second. This is where I need my co-host. Where are you, co-host? Let's see here. Click you. Open link. All right. Copy. Head to the page now, guys. It's all in Korean. So I gotta navigate this shit. I'm about there in like a minute. It's been crashing lately too. Fucking A. Come on, go. No, don't go back. Hopefully it doesn't keep crashing. Yeah, this shit's down. Let me see. No. Let me see if I can go old school. There we go. It's working now. Yay. Almost there. 20, 30, 35, 39. Pull it up. StreamYard. I'm on my Mac too. Let's see, present, share screen. Shabam. All right, Korean, right? And then this is the case file right here. And then let me see here. English. There we go. Breach of trust. So this case happened back in 22. Let's see here. It's the case summary and verdict. Share this tab. Shabam. All right. So, breach of trust, a case in which the non-publicity information created combining known information was problematic. All right. So what they do is they define the term trade secret, because remember, this went to the Supreme Court, right? So the Supreme Court is now basically had to do a set of precedent in the case law where they go, this is which the lower courts need to abide by. So they're saying that if this wasn't readily available to the rest of the world, it doesn't matter if it's, a picture of a stick man. This was kept a secret by the company. you just can't go around taking shit from the company. So they say he's in the wrong. So defendants 1 through 5 were executives and employees of the victimized company, were indicted for violation of the unfair competition prevention, and each breach of trust by establishing defendant 6 a competitor company. So the company got put on trial, HOPII, while employed by the victimized company, or the victim's company is, remember this is translated. So victim's company is LG's Electronics, and using the process flow diagram of the case, which is a trade secret of the victim's company home maker. So what ended up happening, let me see here. This one's translated different. Okay, there you go. So therefore, the Supreme Court reversed and remanded the lower court's judgment that the process flow chart diagram of this case did not constitute a trade secret or a major business asset of the victim's company, assuming that the non-public nature of the flowchart diagram of this case was denied. So they're saying that it is a trade secret violation, and he is basically royally fucked. And then I went ahead and printed that off. So let me pull up the file to share. Happy Friday. Let's see here, present, share screen, window. All right, let's see what we got. Hold on. So many damn windows. No. We already pulled that one up. Already pulled that up. Already pulled up. All right, this is the one I need. Stop sharing. Let's see, 46171. All right, so on that page that I was just on, right, there was the PDF for one of the case files. I took that PDF and then I had it translated, because when you pull it up, it looks like something like this. So obviously I don't read Hangul, neither do you. So I put it in the Google Translate to translate it. So, and this is from that website I just had. So let's see here, share. All right. So this came straight from the Supreme Court website. Of course, the format's a little wonky, but either way, breach of trust. The accused, defendant 1, and 5 others. Goes all the way through. It's all in PDF format. This is supposed to be, like you saw the Korean one. And shows basically that he fucked up. They explained the flow chart. This was the original decision. And then they says, if we examine the above circumstances in the light of the legal theory discussed above, the process flow chart of this case is publicly known, even if it's made by combining information. And we know that it was the case initially because they only charged them the whole 15 million won, which was like 10,000. It is usually not possible to do so without going through the victim's company. For such as containing a new information about the victim, it is reasonable to assume that it is difficult to obtain this, so the process flow diagram of this case should be made public. you can't say you lost. However, for the same reason as the judgment, the original court ruled that the process flow diagram of this process requirement non-publicity is not sufficient and does not constitute a trade secret. And that was the original case, right? Remember, this is a Supreme Court case, so they got to review it all. So basically, so then he was on the second one. The appellate court found that the defendants guilty on the charges, excluding the parts about the innocence for the same reason as the judgment. The reason for the original judgment were examined in the light of the relevant legal principles and legal accepted evidence. If the judgment of the centrifugal force violates the laws of logic and experience and goes beyond the limits of free judgment, misunderstanding the legal principles regarding the non-disclosure of the trade secrets and the establishment of the breach of trust under the Unfair Competition Prevention Act, there's no mistake in doing so. Long story short, he knew what he was doing and he fucked up. So, scope of discussion. Among the judgment of the original trial regarding the process flow charge, defendant 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are in violation of the Unfair Competition Act and breach of duty, which they're saying breach of duty because he had worked for LG, so he's guilty of fucking over the company and the defendant's company, which was HOPII. The part of the complaint that violated the Unfair Competition Act should be overturned for the reasons stated in paragraph 1. So the first verdict, which was the 15 million won verdict, is now overturned. And then that's when they got him for the 10-month prison sentence and 2 years probation. And then on top of that, so this is basically his third time going to a court. First was his first trial. They said that he fucked over the company, but wasn't in violation of the law for the unfair competition bit because it was considered public. So they gave him a 15 million won strike. Then they retrialed him again, and then they said, well, not everything was in violation, but the faucet portion of it was. So you get 10 months in prison and 2 years probation. Then they went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said, nah, jokers, y'all all got it wrong, and y'all need to work on this further. So they sent it back to the lower courts. I got all that shit too. I got to pull up those files. So they sent it back down to the lower courts and said, you have to base the judgment upon our decision because we're the fucking Supreme Court. What's crazy about this is that once he gets retrialed again, based upon the Supreme Court's decision that he is in violation of all said shit, the Supreme Court has to validate said decisions to make sure that the lower courts still got it right. So he's not getting away with this shit. This dude is screwed. He is screwed. Let me see if I got anything else. All right. Where's the file at? Preview. Oh yeah. Let me pull this up because I had ChatGPT some of those other PDFs. Let's see what it says here. Let's go through it real quick. So this was for this file here, the 462. This one came up in the retrial. I had found the second trial, not the retrial, but the second trial. And this is where they had got him on breach of trust. So remember the first time he got just fined. And then the second trial, see, I gotta show that one. They found him guilty. And now he's got to go back to court again. I mean, that's crazy. Let's see here. Let's see what this one says. Same shit. Is it the same shit? 462 1098. That's not it. Where's that one at? Trying to find. I had one that it was on the site, on the actual Supreme Court site, and it just laid it all out. I knew I took a picture of it, and it laid out everything I needed to present, which basically showed the whole process of what occurred, of everything. And of course, I would lose it. But either way, y'all see it here. Got the goddamn articles here. Got the you can go to the fucking website yourself, look it up yourself. You can find everything you need. So there you go. He's a piece of shit. He's a criminal. Let's see here. I already pulled up the real deal, so let me. Oh. Okay. I don't even know how to use this goddamn thing. There we go. Can I move it? There we go. There we go. The second trial overturned the original verdict. They got 10 months in prison, 2 years of probation, which you saw on the other file. And then the remaining employees got 8 months in prison and 2 years probation. And he's looking to get, instead of 10 months, he's probably looking to get between 10 to 30 years in prison. Because if they said they found his company guilty, and the company actually can get harsher sentence, but of course the company can't go to prison, so they'll go after the owner, or they can go after the owner and give it even harsher. Yeah, I don't know what more y'all want or need. I'll drop the links on the community page. If y'all got any questions, let me know. But other than that, I think that's it. I mean, it's fucking plain and simple. I got the Supreme Court website link. I got the case file numbers. It's going. He's still going to go to court. He's got to go. He's got to be retried. Remember, he got tried one time, and then he got tried a second time. He wasn't retried. He was tried again, based upon different facts. But the Supreme Court said he needs to be completely retried because he got an actual sentence in the other one. Probably curious of why he's still free to go and whatnot. That's because when you're sentenced, even in Korea, or convicted, that doesn't mean you've been like sentenced. So you get convicted, they go, yeah, you're guilty, blah, 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 blah. But then you got to go back to the court so they can formally sentence you. So he still gets the whole appeal process and all that. And that's pretty much what he was trying to abide for when he went to Supreme Court, but he lost that case. Should have took your 10 months, fool. I don't get it. Because now I don't see how he's going to get away. And I don't think he's going to be able to chill in the United States. Korea and the United States are pretty close. And then for a case that went to their Supreme Court, I think he's going to get extradited if he doesn't go back on his own, because, you know, this shit went to the highest court in the country of Korea. The highest court. You know? I mean, this guy changed the color of the law because of his criminal activities. And it's going to go all the way back down. Oh, yeah. But someone sent me something pretty interesting. Let's pull that up. All right. Open link. This dude right here. This is crazy. I was told. Hold on. Let me just pull it up. I think you guys are going to find this very interesting. Now, by no means am I making light. I think it's pretty sad, but I am going to call out the bullshit. Y'all know me by now. Someone explain this shit. I was just told he bought at Games pinball. Now, I was told through a confidant, this little fucking punk bitch was trying to blame me for losing his job like a year later. I could promise you it would have been the day of if I actually attempted that. This is crazy. Hmm. Stop buying video games. If you're gonna do a GoFundMe, man. That's all I gotta say. Because that's very disingenuous. I mean, like I said in my other podcast, if the shit's stretching to your kitchen, if you can't, you know, you're saying something product's too much because it's just not in your, then the hobby is probably not for you. Get a different hobby. It's plain and simple. Get a different hobby. This hobby is not for you. That's fucking crazy. Mm-mm-mm. I'm gonna end it on that. What a high note. You guys have a good one. Uh, save your money. Know your priorities. Don't steal shit. Don't go on the internet saying the N word and then crying like a little fucking bitch, when you get caught up in life later. Don't kick your family out of master bedrooms. Don't spend money on pinball machines and then beg people for dough. Don't be a fucking criminal and steal assets from companies and not think you're going to get caught. Yeah. Have a good one.
Step into the booth, it's time to ignite. Mental on the scene, bringing heat to the night. Specters in the shadows, we rise from the dark. Blackouts the titles, let's leave our mark. Feel the pulse like the city's heartbeat. Blackout, we're turning it loud. Light it up like the bass draw crowd. Roots one deep in the echoing sound. We're reborn in the chaos, we wear it proud. We wear it proud. Voices of the past, whispers from the streets. Echoes in the alley where the real ones meet. Count the scars, each story a force. We're breaking the chains with every fierce course. We wear it proud. We wear it proud. We wear it proud. In this moment, we own our truth. Blackout, we're turning it loud. Light it up like the bass draw crowd. Roots run deep in the echoing sound. We're reborn in the chaos, we wear it proud. We're turning it loud, light it up like the bass draw crowd. Roots run deep in the echoing sound. We're reborn in the chaos, we wear it proud.